Good to be back. Normally it's you travelling, but this week Chris McCarty is on his holidays. How are you?
Yeah, Chris McCarty is away on holidays with his family, so he's away, and you're stepping into his shoes, aren't you?
Let's see how we get on. I want to get straight into it. Putting it back on you is last week you made 2 predictions.
Okay.
One spot on, one not so much.
Okay.
Mohamed Salah going to Saudi. Didn't pan out, did it?
No, he did not. I don't think we saw that one coming, did we? I don't think anyone expected Mo Salah to go to Trabzonspor. Obviously, that's a club I played for. I know the club really well. Really good club, a club for working people, a club that people, the whole city absolutely adore. They live football, they breathe football. Football is everything for them. Everybody in that city support Trabzonspor. It's crazy how much, they are into the club in terms of the way they worship the football club. And I know people talk about Mo Salah going there. I have no idea what the reasons for him going to the football club is. I think if you ask anybody, what are the bets? What are the odds for Mo Salah going to Trabzonspor or Saudi Arabia? We all expected him to go to Saudi because that's been the rumors of him going to Saudi, even when he was at Liverpool. So I think everybody would have said Saudi. I don't think we expected that. Even when I heard the news, the rumors, I was like, really? No. But he knows the reason why he went there. It's a really good club. Maybe the fan base probably is something that has pushed him, has changed his mind. And then that's the reason why he made the decision. Obviously, I saw some numbers that he's getting paid. I think a couple of days ago, I don't know if it's true or not, but I saw some numbers, absolutely ridiculous. I don't know how Trabzonspor are going to come up with that amount of money. I know the city really, really well. It's not Istanbul, isn't it? It's a really nice city. It's not really well developed. I know the people that run the club, they're really, really into the football club. So I have no idea where they're getting the funds of paying Mo Salah what I read that is being paid. But obviously Mo Salah has his reasons of going there. Is it the football reason? Is it financial? But, if you talk about financially, surely Saudi Arabia should be the one. But I don't know why is there, because there was no clubs that come in. There's not more options for him in terms of making decisions. It's a strange one. It's really, really strange one. Because a lot of people saying it's like the lowest of the low, isn't it? Out of every options that you look at. But Trabzonspor is a really good club. Like I said, the people live and breathe football. It's a football city. So God knows, he's going to find a way of dealing with all of that. So I have no idea why he made that decision.
You said last week about the fan base, how they would take to him.
Yeah.
You saw that in the announcement. The stadium, absolutely crazy. So the fans are going to take to him. He's going to enjoy playing there.
He surely will. Trabzonspor is one place where, as soon as you make there's a transfer and an announcement is made, the fans come to the airport to greet the player. It doesn't matter who it is, but this was different. It was thousands of people that came out to welcome Mo Salah. It was absolutely crazy. I think the whole stadium was filled up during his announcement or something like that when he walked into the stadium. It was insane. It was absolutely insane. I was looking like the social media of the football club as well. It's just gone up. And
the Mo Salah effect.
Exactly, it's the Mo Salah effect. Is what he brings, but knowing the football club, they'll have to make a lot of changes. I've been there. I know what the training pitches look like. The dressing room, the showers, and everything. They have to make changes probably that will suit Mo Salah. No disrespect to Trabzonspor, it's a great club. Amazing fan base, amazing people that run the club, amazing city. The people in the city that will absolutely worship you if you're playing well and winning games. As long as you stop playing well and winning games, they'll turn on you straight away, pretty quickly. Yeah. They don't care who you are or what your name is or where you're from. As long as you stop doing what they expect you to do on the pitch, they will absolutely turn on you. It's not just Trabzonspor. It's the whole
Turkey, of course.
It's across.
We spoke about it before.
Turkish football.
Yeah.
There's no time. They don't give you much time. As soon as you stop performing, you stop doing what they expect, they stop winning games, they will quickly turn on you. So, but I hope it works out well for him and his family, that they feel comfortable, that they enjoy the city. Because one thing is for sure, if he keeps performing and playing well for that city, they will absolutely worship him and give him everything that he needs. Because I know Mo Salah is going there to keep winning games, to keep performing, to keep playing on the highest level. I'm sure they know in the Champions League places are there, Trabzonspor. I think they're in Europa League places for next season. That's a strange one, but
especially when clubs knew that he was leaving.
Exactly.
Month ago.
And you're looking at it thinking, was there options in the Premier League? Was there options in the Italian League, Spanish League? But the obvious one was Saudi Arabia. I mean, if you wake me up and I'm fucking sleeping, and you wake me up at 2 a.m. in the morning straight away, Mikel, what do you think, Mo Salah? I'll just off my head, I'll say Saudi Arabia, because financially makes sense. At his age, in terms of where he wants to go, I mean, they will absolutely worship him because, he's from Egypt. Saudi Arabia, it just makes absolutely sense. You can see that, it's a marriage made in heaven, isn't it?
Which the whole football world thought. Now, if you look at what's happening with Live Golf and they're pulling the funding there, you look at the spending that Newcastle thought they'd be able to make and haven't done.
Yeah.
Now, Mohamed Salah not going to Saudi Arabia. The Saudis still have that pull they did 2-3 years ago to go and sign these marquee signings?
I think they still do, but they are being very, very clever with it right now. They're not throwing money around like they used to. I think they've looked at it and thought, like you said, with Live Golf, they've thrown a lot of money into that, and they've looked at it and thought, what did we get back? What did we get as investment? What did we get back? I don't think they got much back from Live Golf in terms of the investment that they made. And of course, with the football as well, you're looking at Cristiano Ronaldo coming to the league as well. And not straight away winning titles. It took him a while to start winning titles. And they thought probably if he comes to Al Nassr, straight away they'll win titles. And if he did that straight away, that would have been something that you would have classified as success. But because it took him a lot of time to win a trophy there, I think a lot of people looked at it and thought, well, the money didn't really work out as they thought it would. And they brought in a lot of players, Diomandé, Riyad Mahrez, and those guys are on ridiculous amount of money in terms of salaries that they earn. And they're looking at thinking, but the league hasn't grown as they thought it would. And you look at the MLS now with what Messi is doing in the MLS. The MLS is growing. I saw the other day, it's gone into like the top 10, top 15 leagues in the world. And Saudi Pro League is still not there with the amount of money that they've thrown into the league.
And with the World Cup, the MLS is only going to continue doing that.
The MLS is just continue growing. It's just continue growing because of the Messi effect. You look at it now, Casemiro leaving Manchester United, going to the MLS. Thomas Muller going to the MLS. A lot of players now from all different kind of leagues. You look at Griezmann going to the MLS. So these players are looking at it thinking, financially wise, but where can I continue to grow my name, my brand? Is Saudi Arabia the place for me to grow my brand, or is this financially rewarding? Yeah. You have to make that decision. And a lot of players have made the decisions of growing a brand for many, many years is more important than the financial wise. And that's what we see with Messi. Obviously, the contract that he signed is just ridiculous. With the Adidas shares, with the Apple shares, with the Inter Miami shares. It's just crazy. You have to structure it. When you look at yourself as a brand, you have to be able to structure it. If you structure it well, you'll be laughing for the rest of your life.
And the MLS is the place to be then.
The MLS,
not necessarily Saudi Arabia, as it did maybe 2-3 years ago.
Yeah.
Something you did get spot on, and we're not surprised because Arsenal were involved. Vini Jnr.
Yeah.
Signing a 6-year contract with Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Was that his play all along, like you said last week? Yep.
Of course, mate. Fucking hell. I don't know what the Arsenal fans were expecting. You win a league after 22, 23 years. And then you all of a sudden think, that's it, you arrive. You're now one of the big boys again. No, you're not. They've just been humbled. Because I said it. There's no way Vinicius Jr. is leaving Real Madrid to go to Arsenal. A club that's won one title in 22, 23 years. This guy wins titles. He's won lots of titles at Real Madrid. He wants to win titles season after season. Champions League, La Liga, competing year after year of winning those titles. And he's tasted what it feels like winning the Champions League. Arsenal have never won the Champions League. 0. And you expect a player who's won the Champions League with Real Madrid to leave that, everything that he's built with Real Madrid and the squad as well that José Mourinho is assembling right now. They look to me as a team that you look at the end of the season, you probably see them in the Champions League final. Because some team there, when you look at the players that they have, and you expect him to leave that and go to a team that has won 1 league title in 22 years. Fucking hell. And all the Arsenal fans, when I said that, in my DM, I saw messages, oh, Mikel, we've clipped this, we've saved this video. And when it happens, we're going to absolutely come on here and we're going to absolutely destroy you. And I was looking at it thinking, that was just my opinion. I never thought he was going to leave. He was using you guys to get a better deal.
Oh, you were spot on.
He was using them to get a better deal. And I have no idea why Arsenal fans will genuinely believe that Vinicius Jr. was going to leave Real Madrid and go to Arsenal. I mean, if you ask anybody, I just think it was only the Arsenal fans that believed that that was going to happen. I don't know what they were smoking, but surely they should look at it and think, well, we've just won 1 title in 22, 23 years. And this guy has been at Real Madrid, a team that has won the Champions League 15 times, won La Liga so many times, the most successful football club in the world, one of the best players in the club, the marquee names of the football club. He's going to leave all that and come to Arsenal, a team that has won 1 Premier League title for such a long time, a team that hasn't been successful in recent years. Why will he do that? Why will he do that? They wanted Morgan Rogers. We got him. So many players that they wanted ended up going somewhere else. Mm-hmm. It just shows that not everybody is buying into what they're selling. The way they played football last season, the way they won the title last season. Yes, they've crossed the line. Yes, they've won it. Now they have to defend the title. If you ask any Arsenal, I don't know what they want. But I think for me, right, the bread and butter for Arsenal next season is defending the Premier League title. They have to try to defend the Premier League title. I know they want to win the Champions League, but they have to defend the Premier League because they won it the way they did. But this season now, the pressure is off. They have to defend it really well. They have to blow everybody out of the window in terms of how they play. They have to win the title convincingly.
The pressure is off. But if you look at the managers and the change in managers in the top 6 at the moment,
yeah,
you'd look at, there's a lot of pressure off them teams as well to go and kick on and deliver. You've got new managers in the door at Chelsea. You've got new manager in the door at Man City. You know, Manchester United, Michael Carrick's just, 6 months into the job.
Yeah.
The only steady, stable club there is Arsenal. So the pressure is on them to go and, they are, like you said last week, they're the outlier.
They're the team to beat. They are the team to beat. I've said it. I said it last week. They are still the favorite to go on and win the Premier League this coming season. But but a lot of people want to see how are they going to do it. How are they going to play? How are they going to approach that? How will they try to convince people that, okay, we didn't win it by mistake last season. We deserve to win it. They deserve to win it. Let's see, it doesn't matter how you win a title. You won a title. But just the way they played, winning games 1-0, 2-1, and not playing pretty footballs, corner kicks, free kicks, it's all part of the games. But a lot of the Arsenal fans, they've been spoiled the way Arsene Wenger played the game, the way Arsenal fans have been brought up in terms of how the team play, attacking football, front foot football, exciting football, creative football. I think last season, the fans didn't see that. They just wanted to cross the line, which was fine. And they've done that. I said that last week. But this season, they have to convincingly win the title, defend it in a manner where nobody can then question the way they play. Because you've just said it. In terms of being there, a manager who's built a team for the past 5-6 years is Mikel Arteta. He's done it. And he's still doing it. Bruno Guimaraes has joined the football club again, strengthening the football club, making them better. But surely you have to, at some point, get those players to express themselves, play with creativity, freedom, the way they want to play, the way they know how to play. Shackles off.
Yeah.
Express yourself. Play with freedom. Excite the fans. Get the fans off their feet. Because that's what they want to see this season. Because, yes, you've won it finally. But then express yourself this season. Play with freedom, excitement. Because Arsenal fans will want to see that. So for me, if you look at the top 6, top 5, they still stand the chance of going on to winning the Premier League. Yes, we're there. Yes, we've strengthened Chelsea. Yes, you can look at Man City as always a threat. But I said Man City, whatever they have to do, they have to keep Rodri at that football club.
Yeah.
They absolutely have to keep, especially with the new manager coming in. You cannot lose your best player in that team, because then the philosophy of how the team plays, the style of the way the team plays, he is that man.
Yeah.
He's that guy. If you lose him, that is a major, major, major problem for Manchester City. And Enzo Maresca needs to know that. The board needs to know that. Everything goes through Rodri. He dictates the way Manchester City play, the style, the philosophy, the tempo. Everything that they do goes through him. He is that guy. They need to keep him. Right now, in terms of, now I know they're going through a transition. And that transition depends on keeping the guy who makes everything, who in terms of the philosophy of how you play, he is the number one. You have to keep him, for sure.
From a playing point of view, I think, obviously, you speak so highly of Rodri all of the time.
Oh, everybody does. The whole world does.
From a DNA point of view, Man City have lost Stones, Silva, Akanji, Ake. Now, they might not be in their prime, but they were for years, part of Manchester City's DNA.
Yep.
Now, them four go in, and then you lose a Rodri as well. With a new manager, that core of that team is completely transformed.
Exactly. They've lost all those players. A lot of experience as well has left the football club. But it's been coming, obviously. The last 2-3 years, we've seen players go. We've seen De Bruyne leave. We've seen important players leave the football club because they are trying to rebuild. They're the team in the transition. That's why they haven't won the Premier League in the past couple of seasons, because they're in the transition period. And you can understand that. After having so much success in 10 years with one manager, Pep Guardiola, what he's done at that football club, I don't think we'll ever see that again in the Premier League. Winning the title, I think, four seasons in a row. I don't think we'll ever see that again. It's just incredible what he did with the football club. But yes, a lot of experience have left the football club. John Stones, Bernardo Silva, Ake has left the football club. Players with a lot of experience. Season before that, we saw Kevin De Bruyne leave. But bringing in all these players, especially for Elliot Anderson as well, to learn the Manchester City way, the DNA of the football club, the way the team plays, the philosophy of the City way, you need a player alongside him that will teach him.
Of course.
Like he will look at.
Yep.
And learn. And who better to do that? Rodri. He will have to learn from Rodri. He will have to look at him and say, this is the guy. This is the Ballon d'Or winner. The best player as well in the World Cup with Spain. I have to learn the City way from this guy. There is no manager that will teach you that. When you play alongside a player, you play with him week in, week out. He will speak to you during games. When it's not going well, you watch him and you will learn from his experience, the way he dictates the game, the way he plays, the way he shows up for the ball. There's no better teacher for Elliot Anderson to learn the Manchester City way than playing alongside Rodri. And that's why I think it's absolutely vital that Manchester City do everything they can to absolutely keep him at least for one more season. At least for one more season. Because bringing in those midfield players, they will have to learn the City way from Rodri. And I think for me, that is the best teacher for any midfield player coming into Manchester City.
Sticking with Real Madrid, José Mourinho, now Vini Jnr's manager.
Yeah.
That hopefully is water under the bridge of scenes gone past in the Champions League this year. News broke today that when Sir Alex Ferguson left Manchester United after all the years, there might have been a pre-contract or a contract signed for José Mourinho to be the next Manchester United manager.
Yeah.
Did something very similar to you. Went to United and then all of a sudden went back to Chelsea.
Don't bring that one up.
Sorry, I'm only going to get one shot at this. How could that Manchester United DNA, is that something that a statesman like Sir Alex Ferguson leaves, whoever goes in is going to struggle? Or could Jose have gone in and steadied the ship? And would we have seen the last 10, 12 years of sort of unrest at Manchester United had a Jose gone in straight away?
It's always difficult, isn't it, when a manager leaves, a manager who's been at the football club for such a long time, won titles, absolutely changed not just the way the club plays, but the structure of the football club, the way they do things, in around the pitch, the dressing room, the whole club. Sir Alex Ferguson, not just what happened on the pitch, he absolutely controlled what happened all around the football club. Signings, players going out, transfers, everything. He was absolutely on top of everything. And to lose a player like that, and to lose a manager like that, it's always tough for somebody else to come in straight away and just continue that success. You know, we saw that with Sir Alex Ferguson. And now that's probably what City will have to go through right now, with Pep Guardiola being there for 10 years and been so successful over the last 10 years. With now Enzo Maresca coming in, it's going to be probably the same. Maybe, but you never know. But the fact that he's been there for a while with Pep might help him.
Yeah.
But they're coming back to Jose Mourinho. I think when he decided to go to Chelsea, not going to Manchester United, when obviously you've just said it, that it was agreed verbally that he was going to go to Manchester United. He was going to succeed Sir Alex Ferguson, who's been at the club for over 20 years. There is no better person to succeed Sir Alex Ferguson. And of course, Jose Mourinho was the guy. The rivalry that they had, both of them, Jose Mourinho and Sir Alex Ferguson. And Sir Alex Ferguson looked at every single manager and thought, okay, this guy might be the guy that will succeed me. If I need stability, somebody to come in and continue the structure of what I've done here, what I've set up here, will be Jose Mourinho. And probably that's why
There's massive respect for the pair of them.
Massive respect. And for both of them to agree verbally that he will succeed Sir Alex Ferguson was just huge. And I just think, knowing Jose Mourinho with the experience that he has, I think he would have come in and continued that success. It would have taken him maybe a season, but I think he would have continued that season, that success, because he was that guy. If you look at all the managers out there back then, I think Jose Mourinho would have been the guy to succeed to Alex Ferguson and continue that success, because that's probably what Manchester United needed.
Yep.
A manager with character, a manager with ambition, a manager that knows how to win titles, continue the success that Sir Alex Ferguson has created in that football club in terms of winning.
Yep.
The winning mentality. That's what Jose has.
At top clubs as well.
At top clubs. Yeah. So Ferguson looked at it and thought, for a huge club like Manchester United, probably the second or third biggest club in the world, I need a top manager to come in here and continue the success. A manager that players will respect. A manager with ego, character. There's no better person, Jose Mourinho. But then he decided to do a U-turn and come back to his beloved club, Chelsea. And that's the Chelsea effect, isn't it? When you work at that football club, when you've been fortunate enough to work at that football club, there is no better place. Absolutely no better place. I was lucky enough to spend 11, 12 years at a football club. I know the place. I know the owner we had, the people that run the football club. It was a family that we had. It was not just a team. It was a family. When you walk through that door, the welcome that you get, I don't think you get it from anywhere else. You know, the people that run the football club, Marina, obviously the owner, Roman Abramovich that we know, will make you feel absolutely welcome, comfortable. Whatever you need will be given to you. And Jose has looked at it and thought, this is the place that I've been successful for many years. And I have to do a U-turn. I have to turn down Manchester United, just like I did.
But we all know how much he wanted that job. He was always posed.
He was always said that. Yeah.
So it must be a huge pull for him to go, do you know what? I'm going to come back to Chelsea.
That's the Roman Abramovich effect. When Roman picks up a phone and call you, it doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter who you are. You listen. He's a top owner, the best owner that I've ever seen, that I've ever worked under. such a kind man, well-respected man, loves the football club, was always involved. Every day he was involved. If he's not there, he's making phone calls, how are things going, how he wants to know how every single player is feeling. And when you work with such owner that gives you everything you need, that listens to you, provides everything you want, as a manager, as a player, if he picks up that phone call and call you, you listen. And I just think that's what happened. As huge as that Manchester United contract would have been, as huge that it would have been for José Mourinho, for him to turn that down, everybody knowing that he's always said he wanted to manage Manchester United, but to do a U-turn and come back to Chelsea.
Says everything.
It just says everything.
Yeah, of course.
But then if you look at it, I think that season, he went on again and won the title, did he? So if he had joined Manchester United, would he have won the title with Manchester United?
I'm not sure that squad was there when Sir Alex Ferguson left.
Maybe the squad wasn't there. But he's looked at it and thought, let me go back to Chelsea. With the players that we have, the winning mentality that we have. Knowing that if he goes back there, he knows the place, he knows the people. And we all absolutely welcome him back. You know, and we went on again to win the Premier League. It just says so much about the man and how much he loves Chelsea and how much the people that run the club. For José Mourinho to say, well, you know what? I know, yes, Sir Alex Ferguson will have a verbal agreement, but this is my love. This is my club that I absolutely adore. And I'm going to say no to you. I'm going to say no to Manchester United. And I'm going to go back to my beloved Chelsea because Roman Abramovich has picked up the phone call and asked me to come back. There is no better owner to work for. There is no better owner to go back and say, I'm here at your service. I want to continue the success that we've created in this football club, the mentality that we've created, which is winning titles and being successful. And he's decided, I'm going to go back there and I'm going to win a title or two again with this Chelsea Football Club. It just says a lot about the owner that we had and the people that run the football club, which is Marina Granovskaya, who's on top of everything. It just says so much about the football club.
I know the answer to this already, but his documentary coming out on Netflix this week, watching it? You'll be watching that, right?
Of course I'm going to be watching that. Of course. Who's not going to watch just every time he...
Box office.
Oh, it's box office, isn't it? It's box office. There's something there that... surely there's going to be something that you pick out from there. You know, I think this is just a little teaser, you know, with the Manchester United one. But surely, I mean, I'm sure everybody will get their popcorns out and we all sit on top of, you know, in front of the screen and just waiting for it because... You know, José Mourinho, if you mention top 5 managers ever in the world, I think he should be there. There's no question about that.
I want to get your opinion. You're not going to like this. Jose he's had a number of jobs in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
He's maybe not perceived to be an elite manager at this stage. He's now going back to Real Madrid, a club that suits him, suits his personality.
Yeah.
He's got an unbelievable squad of players.
Yeah.
Is this a tailor-made job for him to come and have success right away? And is this a job that can elevate him back to how we perceive Jose as your Ancelotti, your Guardiola? Is he gonna put him back up there?
Listen, I think Jose is not living in an illusion where he thinks he's right now. He's still the best manager in the world. I think if you ask Jose, he's a truthful guy. He's an honest human being. Not just as a manager, but as a person. He will tell you, listen, right now, I am not the best manager in the world. There's no question about that. But is he still good enough to manage Real Madrid and be successful? 100%.
Yep.
Is he going to walk through that door and get those players to play well again and know that they're representing the best club in the world? Yes. Is he going to get them to put all their differences aside and represent the football club and represent the badge and continue the success of that football club, a club that has won the Champions League 15 times, the most successful club in the world? If there is one manager that was going to get all those players to put their differences aside and absolutely do their job, is José Mourinho. The way he gets the players to perform, you can see straight away he's giving it to Bernardo Silva, hasn't it? He says, this is a guy that goes on holidays. He doesn't want to train during holidays. He come back, he's not fit. He knows he has to work hard.
It started already, hasn't it?
He started already,
Yeah.
getting into his head, trying to push him. Because he absolutely needs Bernardo Silva. That's what he does. He gets into you. Because he knows if he gets into you, other players are going to look at him and thought, you know what? He's getting on Bernardo Silva. He's going to come to me next if I don't start performing. That's José Mourinho. He doesn't hide what he feels or how he feels about a player if you're not performing. So for me, I think he is that guy. He's not washed. He's not finished. He's still a top elite manager. Maybe not the best in the world. Obviously, right now you say Luis Enrique, Pep Guardiola, are the best managers in the world. But Jose is still there, and that's why he's back at Real Madrid. Florentino Perez is not stupid to bring Jose Mourinho back at the football club. He knows and he believes that they will be successful again. And Jose Mourinho is that guy that will bring them back, take them back to where they belong, competing to win the Champions League. So I think he's still that guy, but the players that they have, the squad that they have, Vini Jnr signing again, is going to be there for a very long time. Mbappe, Bellingham, Valverde, Bernardo Silva, the squad that they have, and now they've also signed Diomandé. It's just absolutely incredible. They also have Rodrigo as well. It's just incredible the amount of players that they have, the squad that they have. And to top it up, when you bring a manager like Jose Mourinho, it's only one way. It's just upwards and upwards for them. I think they're going to bounce back massively this season.
You just mentioned Diamande there. Signed this week, £120 million. 19 years old.
Incredible.
The most expensive African player.
Oh.
You're a big fan of him, aren't you?
I'm a huge fan of him. I watched the kid, at the World Cup for Ivory Coast. A player that is very, very good on the ball. A player that is dedicated to work on both sides of the game in terms of, attacking and defending as well. He knows the game. He reads the game really, really well. He knows he has to do not only the beautiful side of the game, but also the dirty side of the game, which is defending, tracking your man back. I watched him during the World Cup, and he absolutely did that to perfection. What a fantastic player, a young player, very, very direct. When he gets the ball, there's only one thing in his mind, trying to dribble past his man, go past his man, create chances, score goals, very, very direct. Both feet really, really good. He can play with his right foot. He can play with his left foot as well. He gives you that dimension, that variety that you need. It doesn't matter where you play him, from the right or from the left. He's very, very adaptable to whatever the manager needs him to do. And he's just absolutely superb. 120 million, that's a huge amount of money. But I think he's very, very young, 19 or 20 years old.
Yep.
There's so many years for him to continue his trade and continue to improve. There's room for improvement, definitely, absolutely. If there is one manager that will get the best out of him, that will teach him the way to play, to do the both ends of the game, is Jose Mourinho. You have to track your man back. It doesn't matter who you are. You have to do the defensive side of the game. And I watched the kid in the World Cup. I think he's ready for it. He's strong. He's powerful. He's quick. He's got balance in him. He can dribble past people, and which is just absolutely superb to see. And an African player as well. You've just said it, the most expensive African player ever, right? It's just absolutely incredible. We keep producing some incredible players. African football is just going upwards and upwards. And there is no question about that. There's more to come from African players. It just shows that once we create an atmosphere that African players, kids, youths, academy players in Africa can continue to grow, develop as players. There's so much more we can do, not just in Africa, but all around the world, because we're capable of it. We have the power, we have the pace, we have the quality, we have the ability, we have the potential to be great. And I just hope that this kid going to Real Madrid right now will be something absolutely special. Not just for him, for African football. Every kid all around Africa looking up to him and saying, I want to be like him. I want to play for Real Madrid one day. This is just something absolutely amazing. I can't wait to watch him. I can't wait to watch him at Real Madrid because I think he's going to be absolutely electric for Real Madrid. Quick, direct, he will score goals, and I think he will be successful at Real Madrid.
the next generation have now got another role model to be
Of course.
themselves on.
That's the thing. You know, when you look at the likes of George Weah, paved the way, JJ Okocha, Kanu, paved the way for us growing up. And then, you know, Didier Drogba, Samuel Eto'o, you know, Yaya Toure. This is guys I played with, against, you know, and now this kid as well coming through. And now, you know, there's so much more for African players. And you look at the Moroccan team, what they achieved, the players that they have. You look at the Senegalese team, you look at the Nigerian team, what the players that we have, you know, the likes of Victor Osimhen, you know, and all these guys. There's so much more to come from African teams. But the right things has to be put in place. If the right structure is not put in place, we cannot succeed, we cannot get better. Unless we continue to improve and put the structure right, we cannot continue, we will be stuck. We're right here right now. We can grow, we can be much better, we can get even higher and higher, we can go even higher and higher. But the right structure needs to be put in place. You can't succeed without putting the right structure, the right foundation. And right now, we don't have it in African football. We don't absolutely have it. We have to improve. We have to get better. Seeing what has just happened, 120 million. For Real Madrid to go for an African player to pay 120 million, it's just insane. You couldn't see that for years back in the day. That wouldn't happen. But it just shows where African football is right now.
Yeah.
What we're doing, how we're growing. We saw African teams represent the continent at the World Cup. What we did at the World Cup. The bigger teams, the smaller teams. Cape Verde, what they did at the World Cup. Morocco going all the way as well, getting close again at the World Cup. Congo, what we saw at the World Cup is just insane but we need to do more. We need to improve. We need to put structure in place. Improve the structure of how we want, because the next generation are coming. The next generation are going to get better, even better. Because right now, the tools are there for them to get better. The tools are there for them to get better. You know, so we have to invest. We have to put the right structure in place for the next generation to come through and make sure that they have the right environment to get better as players, as football players, as sports, whatever you do, football, athletics, basketball, whatever. You can do it. We've seen that. So I just hope that we get the right people to continue to improve African football, because there's so much more to come.
Really exciting time for Diamande, for Real Madrid.
Yeah.
I want to take you back to Chelsea. News this week of Mykhaylo Mudryk's ban being lifted, or we spoke off air, and okay, we'll call it a lifted ban. 615 days since his last Chelsea appearance. Made his appearance again, Juventus pre-season game. What's your thoughts on him coming back into the squad?
Listen, first of all, the ban was for 4 years, right, I think?
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of people who cheat. I'm not a fan of people who cheat. Sports in life. I'm not a big fan of that. But I have no idea why the ban was reduced. I said it when it happened. You cannot cheat in football, in sports, whatever you do, you cannot cheat, because it's a playing field for everybody. You have to do what you have to do what you have to do as a person, as an individual. You have to put in the work. You have to improve yourself physically, mentally, whichever way you want to play the game. You have to be fair and play the game in a fair way. But coming back to Mudryk,
it looks like the laws changed rather than his sentence changed.
Well, the law has changed, but whatever he took or whatever happened was 2 years ago. And the law didn't change then. The law was the law then. So for me, I just think it's whatever's happened to him, he's back in the squad. He's back in the team. Is that what because obviously he came to the club, he
wasn't pulling trees up, was he, when he signed?
Yeah, straight away he didn't set the wall on fire.
No.
So is this kind of what he needed? Hasn't played for over 2 years, right?
Just under 2 years.
Just under 2 years, kind of. Yeah. So is this what he needed? Is this a reset that he needed? in terms of obviously the kid is coming from a country at war, in Ukraine. A lot of things is going on there in his home country. Mentally as well, how does that affect him as a person as well as a player? And of course, Chelsea as well, been all over the place in the past couple of seasons, players coming in, players going out. How does that affect him as well? Was he looking at it thinking, this is a shit show, what is happening at the football club? And now not playing for just under 2 years, is that the reset that he needed? He's taking time off. But again, mentally, is this something he's coming back to knowing that he's got so much to prove right now? Sometimes you need to take a step back, look at yourself and think, how do I change my game? How do I improve? Sometimes that's probably what you need, that reset. It's taking a step back, reset yourself mentally, physically as well, and look at your game and think, how do I improve myself? How do I get better next time I get my opportunity? And now this is opportunity. He's back in the squad. He's back in the team. So maybe this is what he needs. But the question is, what would the club do with him? Is the club ready to keep him? Is the club ready to give him another chance, to give him a chance to show himself, to show what he can do? I watched him, in a couple of clips in the preseasons. He looked like he's hungry. He looks like there's fire in his eyes. He wants to show there's something there. He wants to prove people wrong. And of course, he has to do that because, there's so many negative things that has happened to him. He has to now come back and prove that there's so much positive that can come from him as well. And now he has the opportunity to do that, to show the world what he can do as a player and as a person. How does he conduct himself as a player, as a person on and off the pitch? That's what we want to see. How does he play? But it's going to take him time, absolutely going to take him time, because physically, if you haven't played in 2 years or whatever, and physically as well, definitely you're going to struggle. You need a bit of time to be able to catch up, to get back to where to your standard. So I know if the club are ready to keep him, they have to give him time. If they want to loan him to go and get minutes and keep playing week in, week out and get minutes under his belt, I think probably that should be the best bet, because obviously right now, we don't expect Mudryk to start week in, week out for us. So to make the squad also is going to be difficult for him. Yeah. So probably get him out on loan, get him to play maybe one season on loan where he knows he will play week in, week out and get minutes under his belt. And then we see next season, maybe he might come back when he starts to look sharper and sharper, getting his fitness back and getting back to the standard that he belongs. Then we might try to see how do we integrate him into the squad. But right now, I think the best bet for the club is to make sure they find the best club for him to go and play week in, week out, because the kid has got talent. The kid has got potential. He's quick, he's direct, he's very good on the ball, he can dribble past people. We paid a lot of money to get him to the football club as well. So the potential is there. So get him out, get him to play football, get him back to, playing a lot of games, because you get better by playing games, not training. By playing games week in, week out. And I'm sure the club knows they have to do that.
I think you hit the nail on the head. Young player coming to a new country at a time when Chelsea, the ins and outs of Chelsea back then, with a young experienced manager, the club was not as structured and as grounded as it maybe is now.
You need a structure, don't you? And when you have managers coming in and out, chopping and changing, players coming in and out, chopping and changing, as a player, it will affect you. Back in our day, okay, yes, we're chopping and changing, but the squad was always there. The spine of the team was always there. So if we change, probably one or two come in. If we change the manager, maybe one or two come in. But the spine of the club, the squad, the people were always there. So we were all just strengthening, maybe one or two. But the absolutely core squad was there. So, but you look at the last couple of 2-3 seasons, every transfer window, there's 10 players coming through the door. There's 15 coming through. That as a player, as a young player, you look at it and think, what the fuck is going on here? This is, it's a shit show happening here. So there's a lot that's happened in the past couple of seasons. And that's why I said, for him, that was a good reset that he needed. He wasn't part of the whole shit show that's been happening. And now it looks like we are starting to get a kind of a structure. The owners are starting to understand the football club, what the football club demands, which is a structure and being successful. And it looks like Xabi Alonso is going to be the guy that will be at the football club for a long time. But that will have to come with success as well. Where we finish in the league. Do we win titles? Are we struggling to stay in the league, in terms of relegation battles? So a lot is depend on Xabi Alonso staying at the football club. But I hope that he gets the time that he needs, obviously, to install his philosophy, his philosophy and his DNA the way he wants his team to play. We can see a little bit of that now in the preseason. I think he's still going to go with 3 in the back. But is that the Chelsea way? If that's what's going to bring us success, and if it's exciting, why not? Of course, I'm all for it.
I want to touch upon, finally, where you sort of analyse the 22 days left of the transfer window, how you analyse where Chelsea are right now. Through the door, you've gone and got Morgan Rogers, Lacroix from Crystal Palace, Kendra from Sporting, who looks like a really exciting wing back or wide player. You've then brought Paulista in from Atalanta, experience in Henderson and Welbeck. I think maybe what Alonso's doing there is a sort of Xhaka model when he had him at Leverkusen, someone to bring in and set standards.
Yeah, but we talked about that, didn't we? With Xhaka. Xhaka was playing. Xhaka was the key guy. He was the key man on the pitch. So it's a massive difference. I understand what he's trying to do, but Xhaka was the guy for Bayern Leverkusen. Everything was going through him. He was vocal. He was the guy that sets the tempo. He was aggressive. He was the player that everyone was looking up to, was listening to. He was the coach on the pitch. And that's what you got from Xhaka. So you can't compare Xhaka with Welbeck, who's not going to be starting,
or Henderson.
with Henderson, who's not going to be starting. So how does that affect the team? How does that experience rub off the players? Yes, sometimes they'll listen to you in the dressing room, on the training pitch. But once they cross that white line, those young players are there on their own. Experience, yes, but experience on the pitch. A player that the players will turn around and look at. A player that will say, okay, we know it's not going well. Let's stick together. Talk to the players. Talk to the young players. Bring everybody together on the pitch and tell people what to do. Yes, comparison with Xhaka, but Xhaka was on the pitch. That is the massive difference. And again, we talked about John Terry, Frank Lampard, Didier Drogba as well, the leaders, Peter Cech, the leaders back then when we were there. But the difference was they were playing week in, week out on the pitch.
You got rid of Cucurella and Garnacho as well.
Yeah.
If you look at them signings as of, like I said, 20 days before the transfer window shut, happy with that in general?
We still need to get a lot of players out of the door because we have, 45, 46 players? And I've said it again, I said it last week. It's a huge, huge problem. It's a headache for the manager. The manager doesn't need that headache right now where he's looking in the players. And the last thing you want is a bomb squad because the bomb squad does not work. Having so many players training away from the squad, training on the other side of the pitch, or being in the academy dressing room, it doesn't help the squad. It doesn't help the team. We need to find the right team for those players. It's our duty as a club. It's our job as a club because we brought those players into this football club. We brought those players in this situation. If you keep bringing new players, you have to make way for the other players to go and find a good club for them to continue their career, continue to improve. Because no matter what, they're still our players unless you sell them permanently. They're still a Chelsea player. The club have to find a way. I'm sure the sporting directors, they are working tirelessly to make sure that they find the right teams for those players because those players need to play. We need to get players out of the door and we don't need, the last thing Xabi Alonso need is players that are not happy walking around or on social media, posting on social media, showing that, oh, the club is not treating me well. Oh, look where I am. I'm in the academy. Because we saw that last season with Raheem Sterling and the rest of the other guys. Just posting on social media and saying that they're not happy how the club is maltreating them. They're not happy with how the club is treating. You don't need that. You don't need all the negativity that's going to come with that. Get rid of them. Find them a club. And provide the squad for Xabi Alonso to train and get the best out of the squad that he needs, the players that he wants, the players that he needs to get us to have a good season. This is a huge season for us. I said it last week. It's a massive season for us. Every Chelsea fan is sitting and waiting to see what Xabi Alonso will do with this squad. It's been years. All we keep hearing is a fucking project. It's been so many years now. Oh, it's a fucking project. When will we start winning? When is it time? If you keep chopping and changing managers, that's your problem. The fans demand winning. The fans demand success. The fans demand titles. We saw our noisy neighbors last season go on to win the Premier League. We don't want that to keep happening the next 2, 3, 4 seasons. London is blue, and London has to remain blue. We are Chelsea Football Club. We can't sit for the next 2, 3 seasons and watch Arsenal continue to win the Premier League. We want to get back to that. We dominated the Premier League back in our day, winning titles. The club has to continue the culture, the success of the football club. I am not saying that, yes, time is given. Yes, rebuilding process is given. But it's been years now that these owners have come in. It's time to start winning. It's time to start winning titles. Because our fans are running, impatient right now. Because they want to just get back to who we are, where we belong. And that's winning titles. Because, Arsenal are strengthening again. It looks like they're going to go on and defend the titles. We saw how they celebrated last season. It was all red. No. That's us.
That's
seem
Chelsea
like Football Club.
It does seem like Alonso is that guy now. I think a lot of us have a lot of confidence in him as a manager. The owners seem to have been learning as they go and have got them maybe the right appointment now. You look at what Maresca was doing at the time, was building.
Yeah, but they said, of course, now we knew what happened for Enzo Maresca to leave. The football club has come out and said they didn't fire him. They didn't sack him. And knowing what I know, okay, they didn't fire him. He did what he did, which is not correct. When you have a contract at a football club, especially when you are the head of the organization, you don't go around and start sniffing around. You don't do that. Respect your club, respect your owners, respect your fans, respect the football club. Mm-hmm. Because you have signed the contract. So you respect the contract that you've signed. It doesn't matter as a player, as a manager. Respect your contract that you've signed. And when you've done that, I think you lose respect of the football club. Not just the owners, the players as well. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what happened. But moving on from that, he was building something amazing. I said it when he left the football club, Enzo Maresca, that he was building something exciting, something that we can see that's going to grow, that's going to get better and better. You can see there was light under the tunnel. We can see there was somewhere where we were going. The building process is starting to pay off. We're starting to win trophies. Won the Club World Cup. We won the Conference League. Okay, maybe not the best, but we won it. We won titles. But now, it looks like Xabi Alonso is that guy. And I expect him to be given time. I'm all for him giving time because I think he's a brilliant young manager. He's a good manager. But he needs to be given the players that he needs. And I think right now what has changed, which is good, he is now a manager, not a coach. The model of the football club is starting to change. Now he can have a little say of the players that come into the football club and the players that leaves, which is something we didn't have before. Now he can make decisions on the players that he wants. And you can look at it now and see that some of the signings that we've brought in through the door looks like a signing that Xabi Alonso will make because he always needs that kind of Xhaka player that you need. I think there was an approach for Xhaka, but he didn't want to come. I think so. And then we decided to go for Henderson. So I just hope that he's given time and we get back to building a team because this is a team that has a lot of potential. Whichever way you look at it, it's a team that has a lot of potential, a team that is very, very good with a lot of individual quality. The job for Xabi Alonso is how does he bring that squad together? How does he bring those individual qualities together and make sure that we play as a team, that we develop as a team, that he builds something special, a team that we go on. I don't expect us to win a title this season. I've said it. But I want to see us progressing.
Competing, yeah.
I want to see us competing.
Yeah.
Not losing week in, week out. I want to see us getting better. If he tries to build something that I can see that is progressing, that is getting better this season, that leads us into next season. And then next season, I want to see us even much, much better. That's when I'll probably say, okay, now is the time for us to judge Xabi Alonso. What do you have, mate? You have to show us now what you have. You've had a season to build what you wanted. Now, next season is the time for us to go on and compete in terms of winning the Premier League, FA Cup, Champions League, because that's where we want to, that's where we belong, that's who we are. So he knows that. And I hope that he gets the time that he needs. But Chelsea Football Club and the fans, they want success. Make no mistake about that. It's been a lot of years of project. Like I said, it's no longer project. It is absolutely now. And I said again, the players know that they have to perform. Those players are not stupid. They're not naive enough to know that last season was not good enough.
They had places to hide last year.
Of course. They were not good enough. You look at yourself in the mirror as players, as individuals, and you can tell yourself the honest truth. The standard that they displayed last season, it's not the Chelsea way. It's not the Chelsea standard. The bar is really high when you're walking through that football club. The bar is really high. It's been set. If you coming into that football club, you have to know, you have to maintain that standard. And last season was not good enough. They have something to prove. They have to get back to performing the Chelsea way and keeping that standard. And it starts from this season. A lot of players underperformed last season. Cole Palmer knows. Yes, there was injuries, but he knows this season he has to perform. He has to get back to who he is. We know what a player he is, a fantastic player. And I'm also excited to see what Morgan Rogers brings to the football club, because I think his creativity, his goal scoring, everything that he brings as a player is going to massively help us. It's going to improve us as a team and as a squad.
Exciting times ahead. Chris will be back for next Taking the Mikel after his well-deserved break.
Oh, you've
Chris,
done amazingly well.
If you're watching,
we need him?
Don't be daft. This is Chris's
Of course we need you, Chris. You are the man. Without you, the show is nothing.
There you go. Nice way to wrap it up. John, thank you very much. And back next week?
Yes, back next week. We're upwards and upwards.
That's good.